2 months off grid. Hey, we haven't done that one.
We're live.
No, go.
We're already live.
We're not doing it.
We are doing it.
Nope.
We're already doing it. You got a notification. We're doing it.
Off.
Why?
Because I've got all sorts of things to do.
I know, and you're not doing them, so I thought we could do this real quick. Can you hand me my glasses, please? Hey, everybody. As you can see, I not only sprung this on you, I sprung it on my wife, who's right behind this kneecap. Great, now all the foot fetish people are going to be like, oh, ooh, let's watch that channel. Okay, so I don't know if this is even a good time to do a live stream.
No, it isn't.
Well, not for us, for people. We have a lot to talk about. Why are you so upset about this?
Because you never let me prepare for anything.
There's nothing to prepare for. This is fun. This is spontaneous.
It's not. I hate fun and spontaneous. It sucks.
Okay, so while my lovely wife is moping over spontaneity, she'll jump in a second.
I'm in my
here.
bikini.
I know, and you're behind this, and I have it up so no one can see anything. Hello, person who's watching us. But basically, we wanted to talk about what it's like now that we're 2 months in. And there were some things that were harder this month than the first month, and some things that were easier this month than the first month.
What would you say was harder?
Finances.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the first month, we were spending the money that we had. So that was fun, trying to get everything up and going and stuff. And this month, it was not that fun.
No, it sucked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sucking.
But we got the water tank. We got the pipes laid. We got the pool. So there was a lot of positive things going on. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really boiling, babe.
I know. I have sweat dripping down my forehead. This is the hottest summer ever.
And we decided to move to the desert.
Yeah. So according to scientists and Google, this is the hottest summer on record, and we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But now we have water, so at least we're in the middle of nowhere with water on the hottest summer ever. We don't have air conditioning. So that's kind of a bunk deal. And this guy right here behind me, he used to have, he was like 300 pounds. And now he's just bone.
Oh, God. Babe, you can't just do spontaneous.
We were going to do this
Livestream.
video anyway, and I wanted to see if live stream would work. Because I thought you had to, like, wait a day before they would let you live stream. So I was just seeing if it would work. And sure as SHIT, it's working.
Now we don't know what to talk about.
No, we do know what we're talking about.
Well,
I know what
then.
we're talking about.
I'm in such a bad mood.
I know. What happened?
Because you sprung it on me again, and I'm in my bikini, and
And no one can see you.
I know, but I'm not even in the video.
You're right here. I can see your head.
Yeah, but I can't see.
Duck! So anyway. So, let us know if you're okay with this being spontaneous, and that Zizo's okay back here. we have our pink flamingo beer, so I don't know what the big problem is. All right.
I was
So
just going to watch the cricket highlights. I was just getting settled down to do it.
see, Jody says
Hi, Jody.
bikini equals views. I agree.
Don't encourage you.
Dude, like this thing strutting around.
Stop.
We had an army helicopter come and almost land in our yard because Zoe was flaunting it around the pool.
We were in the pool and we heard the helicopter, and I was like, that's going to come right over the hill. Well, first of all, I thought it was a...
she thought it was a dirt bike. Yeah, but...
And then it just appeared over the top
and it went like this,
it
came
right
down
and then,
right above us, and then just went up.
Seriously, it was about 20 foot over our head.
I felt like Radar on the intro to MASH.
I felt like Arnie.
Yeah. You look like Arnie in that bikini. Jody, Troy told me that you sent him out looking for this stuff. Was he successful in his venture?
And do you like it? Because I love it.
Jody said it was the best thing they spotted that day. I agree. I won't tell you what I was doing. He was not successful. We're sorry.
Oh.
So basically, if you just take your Busch Light that you drink and put some strawberry lemonade in it, it's probably pretty close to this.
Yeah. This taste, it reminds me of what we call shandy. You have shandy over here.
It seriously tastes like if you ever get those strawberry margarita cans that no one should actually buy and drink. It tastes like that, but instead of the, what do you call it? Tequila, it's beer. It's just like sweet and sour with margarita mix. That's all it tastes like in beer.
Well, yeah, we have shandy, where you can go into a pub and you can say, can I have half a pint of shandy, lager shandy, or whatever. And they basically put like half of beer and then they top it up with lemonade, and that's it. We used to have that like kids, I think. We can't have
Beer with lemonade?
I don't know.
Shandy.
It was in the 80s, so they probably let us there.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, but I used to have giant, thick glasses when I was really little. You know those big glass tankards with like the squares, like square cut glass? Because I used to crunch chunks out of normal glasses. I used to bite chunks out of the glass.
Why are you nuts?
I don't know. I was only a toddler.
You still do that.
So I had to get big, thick glass tankards so I could chew through.
You probably look like such a drunk. Like they're like, who's the drunk midget?
Chewing through the glass.
With a big giant.
Yeah, big tumbler.
Okay, so Jody, they're gonna go to the Piggly Wiggly to look for some.
What's Piggly Wiggly?
It's a grocery store. What movie was that in where like the Piggly Wiggly was like a big deal in it? I don't know. It wasn't the Walmart baby. That was something else.
I know Piggy Wiggy was in Bill and Ted, the ice cream parlor.
No, this is like a grocery store. I think it's kind of like a Winco. I'm not 100% on that. Jody, do you guys actually call it the pig? Like, is that like the, what do you call it? Like the nickname for it that everyone says? Because of Winn-Dixie. Oh, is that the movie?
Yes, the pig.
Nice. I've been to a Piggly Wiggly once when I was out there. It's like a grocery store. That's it.
Okay.
So, other things. Oh, this is something we can talk about. Today, this morning, yeah, the kids here have to read the book and watch the movie. Oh, that's funny. Because this just happened, we started panicking not too long ago. Like, we're talking minutes ago, because we woke up and we didn't have internet and we didn't have phones. Like, there was no signal at all, like no service. And I was trying to think of what a downside to Unlimitedville would be. And I think this is the biggest downside so far, because we have AT&T phones. Our Unlimitedville plan is not connected to our cell phone plan. But when you get Unlimitedville, here, let me grab it. This is your little modem thing, okay?
Which is portable, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
I was thinking if we have the kitchen and stuff, if we needed this signal stronger or whatever, you can take it out there.
Yeah, and you can take it out. Like, that's kind of what you're supposed to do, take it to where you have the strongest signal. But since we constantly use it, like, we need it plugged in most of the time. But because AT&T, out of the 4 coverages, because there's AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon. They're not called that. They're called blue, pink, yellow, and red. But AT&T was the only place, the only coverage that had coverage in this area. So that was the one we got. And because of that, if AT&T goes down, we're screwed because our phones are AT&T. So I don't know if the problem, because when we woke up, you thought that we got the internet shut off, even though that was paid. Trust me. That was a big, huge ordeal as well, which I'll talk about in a minute here as well. Then I was supposed to pay the phone bill today, so she thought that AT&T was so mad at me that they just went ahead and shut us off on the day I'm supposed to pay the bill. And I'm like, they don't do that. They wait until after the day you're supposed to pay it, and then they get mad at you, and then they shut it off. Yeah, but we have an arrangement. We're okay. So because of that, we felt like really isolated. Like, that's like the first time I think we felt like...
Well, kind of, because you can't call anybody to find out what's going on, and you can't look online to find out. So you were on the point of heading off.
I was opening the gate when you yelled out, like, "Oh, yeah, turn it!"
Because that's how I sound, right?
Yeah. She always sounds like a drunk sea captain. But so yeah, I didn't leave because I was gonna just go drive around until I found a signal. Because as best as I could tell, there's only one cell tower anywhere near here, and it's what, like 5 minutes that way.
Yeah.
So I figured if that cell tower was bunk or something was wrong with it, or if it was just something with AT&T, because normally if there was something wrong with AT&T or back home, like in Big Bear, if there was something wrong with the internet, I would just call and start yelling at people until someone told me what was going on.
Yeah.
Couldn't yell at anybody.
Yeah.
So that was very tricky. Now the
so if for some reason in the winter or something, if something happens to that tower,
yeah.
I mean, hopefully in the winter we're not going to have too much trouble anyway with things, but still.
I mean, as long as like I could drive down the road that way, we should be fine.
Yeah, it's just, it was a bit weird.
Yeah. The other thing that's weird with Unlimitedville is that last month I tried to change the due date of our payment because for some brilliant reason, like we have like 4 bills that we have to pay still, even though we're off grid. And for some reason, when I was setting all of these up, 3 of those I picked to be paid on the same day, which is stupid. And so I tried to move the payment for the internet, because how much is the internet? Is it $199? It's $199 a month, so that's a pretty steep bill. But the internet's great. I at first didn't think it was that strong, But we've had Shaylee here. She's been like streaming or playing Switch with her friends online. And I've been uploading videos, and you're on Instagram all the time. And we haven't really had any problems.
Just checking on how Josh Brolin's getting on.
Yeah, to see if he has any more shots of him on the toilet. So, with that aspect of Unlimitedville, I like. So I wanted to change the payment date. I thought I did. And then they wanted some money to pay for the days that I was moving it up towards. Paid that. And then instead of putting that money towards what I was talking to them on the phone, because they could text you and stuff, or you could talk to them through email. So through text, I was doing this. And then I got an email saying, thank you for a partial payment on your bill. And I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Like, I just thought that was how they worded what happened. Well, it turns out when I made that payment to get the date moved like 10 days further, they just took that money and applied it to my next bill. So that didn't happen. And then all of a sudden, I find out that they still have me on the same day that we were supposed to be. Oh, hey, John. We were talking about you last night, dude.
Hi, John.
So that was ridiculous. So then this month, when the bill came, I didn't think it was going to come for another 10 days. Yeah, we were talking SH. We got to keep it clean on this channel. We got to church it up a little bit.
No, I was telling him about how the gym got a car driven. Well, somebody drove a car through the window again.
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Are you sure they just haven't fixed it from the first time someone drove a car through it?
He goes to the gym all the time. Do you think?
Now, let me ask you this question. How was it that they got past that wall and made it inside the gym? Zoe was trying to do the math on someone with really big tires, and I don't think they could have made it under the overhang if that was going on.
As you can see, we have way too much time.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together. So anyway, while John's trying to figure out how to describe this car crashing into his gym twice, it was old people.
Oh.
I still don't know how they got through that wall.
I know.
Okay. So anyway, what happened next with Unlimitedville?
This is a lengthy story.
It's a lengthy story. Okay, I'm going to try to get to the end of it. I paid this late fee because I didn't pay my bill the day I was supposed to pay it. And told them, okay, here's the card number, take the late fee, and take the payment. They took the late fee and never took the payment. The next day, I get an email saying that they disconnected my service. And I'm like, what? And I like lost it. And then I get an email right away, and it's all, oopsie. They're like, sorry. Yeah, that was really confusing. I went back and read through everything. So everything's fine now. So they're really nice. But there has been some miscommunication, possibly just on my part. But
quite possibly on.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Because the red mist tends to like make it difficult to read things or see things or find things.
How dare you?
The instant mist that clouds his vision.
Yesterday,
I can't find anything.
Yesterday, I couldn't find an ink cartridge for the printer. Completely blew my top. And then she found it in the same drawer I was looking at.
I found, no, not only one, like 8.
Yeah.
In the same one little drawer like that.
So it did happen. Okay. So that's that. Yesterday or the day before, I went up the mountain to do some stuff. and we've got a
Day
bunch
before yesterday.
the day before yesterday. And while I was going up, Zoe found this dude giving away a bunch of wood and wire fencing. So I went to go do that, and let me tell you, going behind that other house to get to the backyard,
Not easy.
it was not easy at all. And the guy who was in the house in the front, it's like, I don't know if your car's gonna make it. Looks kind of low. I was like going over rocks and having to go up, like yeah. It wasn't fun, and that's I think why the door fell on me, because it was kind of up a hill.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a bunch of wood and an old but really sturdy, nice red brand wire fence that is very small. I don't know what you would call it, the openings, like the holes in it.
Gauge.
The gauge is very
I
small,
think
so
it's gauge. It's like an inch and a half, 2 inch.
it's like an
2
inch and a half, maybe 2 inches. I don't know. But the gate we have, or the fence we have going around the whole place, starts off small and then gets bigger as it goes up. It's like a cattle fence.
Mina can get through it. And Fred
Yeah.
can get his head and one leg through.
Yeah, Mina, when we first put it up, couldn't get through because she was a little fatty who just like ate everybody's food. But now because it's so hot and it's too hot for them to eat,
They just don't eat through the
so
day.
she lost all this weight. Now she get right through the fence. It's like, why the hell did I put that thing up? So anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a raised bed out of the wood and part of that fencing, and
it's
then
going to be cobbled together a bit because it's not ideal, but it'll be something that we can plant stuff in.
yeah, we gotta transplant the corn
You're obsessed with the corn.
because the corn is growing
I
good.
hear him shouting, guys.
Like we argue about this all the time. The corn is good.
It's like,
Everything else out there is looking very iffy.
yeah. The watermelons aren't. They just need more space.
Yeah. We haven't done a garden update in a long time.
It's embarrassing.
Well, not just that, but it keeps getting smaller and smaller. Like, although what we have now has been there.
Yeah,
Like, we haven't really lost anything since the wood rat.
no. Might find wood.
Yeah.
It's still in front of you.
Oh, yeah. It's from IKEA. I don't even know if it's real wood. So anyway, so there's that. So, more updates. John, this is to you. We are going to be putting up these types of videos where it's the two of our talking heads. We're going to be putting these up on our website as podcasts. I have been updating the website and we'll be putting those up today. And as soon as iTunes accepts it, it'll be available up on iTunes, but they will be up probably today for that. Now, there is more updates. Are you ready? Okay, so if you go to blackstarhomestead.com, there is a website that is in the process of being built. And I'm already having problems with some of the like back end kind of stuff. So I think I might change it to a different look. But I'm really upset about that because I really like how it looks. But
the menu or something that you can't change.
it's not just, I could change the menu if I uninstall the podcast software plugin. And if we put our podcasts up, I don't want to uninstall the podcast stuff every time I need to change something in the menu.
Okay.
Like, it's just, they're not doing well together. So if you go there, I know, he's so hot. So hot.
It's me. You're still on my
It is you. You're the hot one.
No, stop. Yeah, I'm really.
If you were okay. If you go to that website, blackstarhomestead.com, there's a shop bit where you could get t-shirts and mugs and fun stuff like that will help us out. If you go there's also a Patreon thing that we just started last night. And
which I feel really weird about.
It's very weird. Like, we went back and forth on this ever since we came out here, because there are people in our lives that do Patreon and GoFundMe stuff like as like a career, I guess is the best way you could say that.
Yeah.
And
it just makes me feel guilty.
Yeah, it's always a weird feeling. And I have a Patreon I set up for my writing a long time ago, and nothing really happens with that. And I have a Patreon for Weird Mask that I use more as like a subscription. So if you do that, I send you all the zines every month or whatever. So doing it for this was really bizarre. But then I started looking up a lot of the people that like we watch and really like a lot, and they're all doing it. And if it's something that is a normal thing, then it's okay with us too, I guess. It's awkward.
It's really awkward and weird, and I just feel like, I don't know, we've just come up against a lot of things that we didn't
anticipate.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that are completely out of our power at the minute, which we can't do anything about.
Yeah.
So things are more difficult than they should be.
And
we just can't alter at the minute.
And like, we want to do a lot of builds and record a lot of builds, but those are costing a little bit more than we anticipated. That
it's not even that it costs that much. It's just
when you have all of these at once. Yeah.
And just the fact that we haven't, like, the money that we do have is so limited that goes on bills.
John says, yeah, Patreon has become really normalized. It's hard to get it going, but you shouldn't feel weird about it. Be bold. That's really nice.
Yeah, thanks, John. I just do feel weird about it, but I get, like, people just do it because I knew you were going to say that. Because I guess if people do want to help out, people want to support you doing things, and they want to see. But it like feels like a handout and stuff, and I want to be independent, be able to do stuff without assistance, but
because that's the whole reason why we did this.
Yeah,
like, we want to be self-sufficient.
But the whole point is to get to a position where we're utterly self-sufficient,
Yeah.
or 99% self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You don't have to depend on anybody.
Because doing our art is what we want to do more than anything. Like, I
want to be able to just survive. Like, we don't need a lot of money.
No.
To survive at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to be able to make that money from our art instead of having to go. But the problem is with where we are as well, is because we chose a place that was going to be, I mean, not just that, we found this place because we fell in love with it as soon as we got here, didn't we? We just knew it was weird. It's such a, like, the views and everything are beautiful compared to everywhere else we went, apart from one, which was the one that we kind of loved, but we had a weird feeling.
We had a weird feeling about it, and it wasn't zoned for what we wanted to do. So it would have been a nightmare.
It would have been a nightmare. But because we picked this, and because this is convenient for Shay to be able to go, like, up to Big Bear, we're actually placed right in between two areas where we could get work, which is going to cost the bulk of our wages each month getting to it and back every day, which is stupid. You know what I mean? And obviously there'll be ways around it and stuff, and it'll probably work out fine. It's just
unless we open that Del Taco franchise I've been hankering for.
Yes, that's the other option.
That or a nail salon that does pedicures. I just think it's funny because as soon as I read John's nice little comment there, and he's like, "Don't feel weird about it. Be bold." I'm like, A1 sauce. Be bold was like the catchphrase for the new A1 Bold like 15 years ago
What,
or
like
20
steak
years ago.
sauce?
Yeah, it was like the little. So like, John's like saying something nice, and I'm like, ooh,
Ooh,
I would like
do
some
the
steak.
right now. Wow.
I want a taco place that delivers. Do you guys have Postmates out there? John, do you remember that ad, the Be Bold A1 ad? Anyway, yeah, Postmates. Okay, this was the weirdest thing. When we lived in North Hollywood, there were so many companies that would do your shopping for you, that would go to fast food places for you.
Yeah, you basically can sit at home and think, oh, I could eat Chinese right now. Or
yeah,
I could eat anything.
like, ooh, Taco Bell.
Oh, I just fancy some cheesecake.
Yeah.
And somebody will deliver it.
Oh, we've been drinking a little bit. Would love a bottle of wine and a pack of cigarettes. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know?
And they do it.
And so when we moved up to Big Bear and they didn't have any of that stuff, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of, okay. Now we're here.
For me because I've lived all my life in a village
Yeah.
where you're screwed more or less to do anything but sit in the bush shelter and smoke with your mates and wave at cars. That's what we used to do for our entertainment. Yep.
She's so much fun.
So classy.
Yeah. But yeah, so now that we're out here,
at the time.
don't try to like downplay that. Because when she was like in between 18 and 20, she used to just drive by the bus shelter and then crash the car into stuff. Because she'd be going like this.
No, that was past the pub. I just got the curb frequently. It's hard steering when you're looking in the rear view.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's a lot of fun. Okay. No, here, if folks have been drinking, they would just get on their lawnmower and go to the nearest gas station.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
That's so rad, but not on Sundays.
Not on Sundays, not if you want beer.
That
reminds me of Can't Buy Me Love. I love that film.
Oh, John, in Minnesota, what is the beer called that isn't the beer that's normal beer that I think you can only get on Sundays or something like that? I was trying to remember what it was called and I couldn't remember.
The beer that isn't beer that you can.
It's not near beer. It's like a third beer or a quarter, or I can't remember what it's called. It was either Utah or Minnesota. I can't remember which place it was. 3-2 beer. See, I'm not crazy.
3-2.
And what does that mean? It's 3 beers for every 2. Oh, 3.2%. Oh, okay. So it's just like a little less.
This is only 4 point something.
Yeah, and then the ice is 5.9.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're rocking and rolling. Try. So anyhow, back to the Patreon thing. So some of the things that we're going to be doing on the Patreon thing is we're going to be doing another podcast that's just for the Patreon, which is Midwest Thing, or states where you can't buy a full power beer in stores. That's it. We're going to do a waffle ramble, which is kind of close to what this is. But it's going to be a podcast that's just for patrons where we talk about anything we want to talk about. Answer your questions. Like if you're like, hey, what was your favorite skit in Fawlty Towers?
Oh, we'll be raking the viewers in with that one. Wow.
Or
we're going to have to put a cap on the amount of people who are applying.
So it'd be stuff like that. And then we also have the t-shirts and stuff. And on some of the tier, we'll give away t-shirts and stuff like that too. And
artwork and stuff.
Yeah, and little care packages. Because, like, again, one of the main reasons why we're out here doing what we're doing is so we have more time to create and be creative and not have to worry so much about like the pressures that are squeezing down on us when you live in Southern California, basically. like financial pressures. So
And time pressures. It's so difficult because you're so tired. I can't remember the last time I've drawn anything. When was the last time I did anything?
You drew me a hot bath.
No, I didn't. I don't think I've ever drawn you a hot bath. Oh, Bukowski. That was the last sketch I did.
Oh yeah, that one was good. I liked that.
Thanks.
It was.
I know, I enjoyed doing it, but that was the last one I did. I'm really sorry. He just told me, I was just sitting sweating away here, and suddenly we're on live.
As of August 1st, we can buy beer on Sundays. Oh, really? That just changed?
Really?
Congratulations.
No more embarrassment in the gas station, Troy. No more humiliation when you go up with beer and get the look.
I've been watching This Country. Have y'all seen it? You're out of the frame. You're okay. Oh, wait. No, you weren't. I'm just joking. Sinner. This Country. What is that? Are you bringing more of those?
Oh, I am now.
Okay, sweet. I don't know what This Country is. What is that? We don't watch TV. We have a TV here, and we have a Fire Stick, and so we watch everything on the Fire Stick. But because it's been summer and over 100 degrees every day, the Fire Stick gets really hot really fast. So typically the only time we could watch TV is late at night, and that's only if we saved enough power during the day to be able to have the TV on. So a lot of the time we just watch Frasier on the computer.
Well, I like to watch Frasier for the first 5 minutes until the eye rolling and sighing puts me off.
It's just very pretentious.
Oh my God, that's the whole point. Excuse me. Oh God.
Oh gosh, what are you doing?
I can't get in.
Go. Jesus.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking hell. Yeah, see? Live stream. Anything could happen. It's a British documentary show. It's great. Lots of clips on YouTube.
What's it called?
This Country.
Ooh. I'll have to watch that. It's the Ashes at the minute. If anyone's interested, which nobody will.
If you guys aren't into English cricket, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Here we go.
No, it's very fast paced. It takes 5 days for a game to finish.
It's tactical.
Yeah. It's like playing Stratego with a toothpick and a golf ball. No, seriously, it's a lot of fun. It's very exciting. You go like this, and then you go.
No, you don't.
And then you eat a cucumber sandwich.
With no crust. Slice of cake, a cup of tea.
But England won the World Cup very
First time
recently,
ever.
like last week.
Yeah. But now it's the Ashes against Australia.
They kind of cheated. They didn't win by points. They won by some weird rule that no one had ever heard of.
Somebody had to win.
I'm just giving her a load of crud. And now it's the Ashes. And the Ashes is the only bit of cricket I've ever known. Because every time it happens, we have to like cricket again.
It's huge. What?
Huh?
It's always on my mind. I just can't watch it. So
See?
proud of you, Dave.
We're so crickety.
He hates it.
I don't hate it. I think it's very exciting. I don't understand a lot of it, but it's very cool.
Also, we can't watch anything on the telly because the telly is too powerful. It's supposed to be a low, like, energy one, isn't it?
Your elbow's like cutting my. Okay.
Sorry, I can't get my head down because Fred's there.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be it probably is a very low energy TV.
But it is quite big for what we need. We really don't need it. We've got a smaller one in the tent that probably doesn't even work now. It's probably being frozen.
Yeah.
But we have a smaller one that would work perfectly, but we can't figure out how to actually remove it because you can't get up behind it. You can't see where it's attached. And Matt yelled and shook it, and
I thought I was gonna break the.
He really ripped it like the Hulk off the wall.
John might know what this is like, what life is like. when you got big old mitts. When you got big mitts, you can't put your hands in stuff to fix things. And it makes you feel very stupid and very small.
And that's why we call you Lenny, isn't it?
And I don't like it. I don't like when I can't.
Lenny from Mice and Men, who just
Yeah.
smashes things by accident.
So anyway, so that's a thing. Not very fun. But I want to take the TV out of there and just use that as a bookcase. So maybe we'll do
Hi,
that.
Lauren!
So
yeah, we need to do something to
yeah,
get...
I really want to just ditch all that.
We have all sorts of films and TV and all sorts of things we need to catch up on, but so hot we can't sit in here through the day to watch it. We're like, just, I don't know what we do. We just get through the day by just sitting and sweating and doing as minimal as possible.
Where's your phone? What's the temperature right now? We'll give you a weather update. Oh, and Lauren just asked how hot is it? It's so hot that sounds like the start of a joke.
Is it?
Does it not? What are you doing? Are we
we
not in
could
there?
do it. Yeah.
Oh.
It is.
103. You both look naked. We are.
We are.
I can't stand up right now.
It's going to be 103. What day is it today?
It's
Saturday.
Sunday, you said.
It's Saturday. I thought.
Why
it was
did you say it
Sunday.
was Sunday? Gosh, man.
It's going to be 103 tomorrow, 104 on Monday, 102 on Tuesday.
And they said it was supposed to be cooling off. And it honestly, when there's a breeze, it's not bad. Yeah, we don't have AC. We have the air conditioner.
We do have AC, but we haven't got the power to run it.
So we need to get a generator to be able to run the air conditioner and the microwave.
Yeah, we haven't been able to, which is fine. We haven't really been, because
I don't want a generator, but I know we should have one.
he's been like this from the start. So whenever anything crops up as an excuse to not get a generator, he's all over it.
Yeah. But like,
Why?
Because
you don't
I
want
don't
to get
want
gas. You don't want to be reliant on gas.
exactly. If we just get a ton of batteries and a ton of solar panels, like we should be okay. And a wind turbine, because no one can take the wind from us, and no one can take the batteries or the sun. Like if you don't take the batteries and don't take the sun.
Your glasses are so dirty.
Are you still having a lot of bees? No. In fact,
no, Lauren, we've sussed it.
Yeah. Either
well, you've sussed it.
Well, we might have killed all the bees.
Well, that's the other option.
Yeah.
What we did is we put towels over, I think it was Liz who suggested it. She found an article about it, and we've hung towels over the wall into the water. So if they fall in, they can climb out, which they could anyway, but it's harder for them to get on the plastic, isn't it? But up the towel, they often just land on the towel and drink off the towel.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, it's gone from, at one point, what was it, 100
The highest number was 139.
139 bees we found in
one morning.
In one morning. And I was panicking really bad. And now it's like...
Yesterday there was like 20. And today there was 8. So either they're died off.
We've either killed off the entire population, which is... it isn't funny, but it's just typical. Or... it's working.
Now, I got to tell you guys this story because this was so funny. So we were putting the towels up on the pool, and Zoe went and got this piece of wood that was over on the other side of the trailer, and she went to go put it in the pool, and instead of just like putting it in the pool and leaving it, she went like this, and it just went and just sank.
Yeah, he thought that was hilarious.
Oh my god, it was so funny. Wow. It's really bright.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Can you see his eyes now, everyone? Because before it was just like a milky haze.
Look at how cute Jody
What did
is.
she say?
That's great. I'm gonna be positive
Oh, Jody.
and say you've started saving them.
You're adorable.
That's good. And then Troy said you should give B paperweights to your Patreon folks. Okay,
Troy?
that would be awesome. I want to do scorpion paperweights.
You've set him off now.
No, this has been a thing. Like as soon as even before we moved down here, I'm like, okay, we need to get like a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up with resin, and I'll get some tongs. And when we find big scorpions, we'll just pick them up by the tail, drop them in the resin, and then when it gets full, we'll just sand it all out and cut them out. Paperweights. Boom.
That's not how you make paperweights.
Why not?
Because they'll all be. Oh God.
They don't have to look perfect. It's got an effing scorpion in it.
Anyway, we found 2 huge ones.
Which you might have seen the video for. Big Bertha and
Mama
Cass. And they've been gone ever since that night.
So we've either scared them off or...
Thank you, John. I like how I leaned forward and yelled. He said, been enjoying your channel.
Oh, John, thank you. It's probably more enjoyable watching it than actually being here right there. I'm just kidding.
I don't understand what... Okay, it's not... It's hot. Wait, go back to what you were saying about the paperweights. How does this... Oh, no, you were talking about the scorpions. I'm still trying to figure out how my paperweight idea is not correct.
I thought you were talking about having a bucket and you drown them in that, and then you could transfer them, because resin doesn't stay like liquid.
Oh, okay, yeah, you
throw
can do
them
that.
in.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect.
I feel bad. I didn't want to kill them. I think we've either scared them off by shining a light in their eyes every 5 minutes, or they've just thought there's too much action going on and they've moved somewhere else.
If they all stick together, it would look like a Geiger painting. Yeah.
Totally
With
would.
things that I'm not allowed to talk about on this channel. Do we have huge spiders here? What else is in a Geiger painting? There you go. We probably do, but we haven't seen any yet.
Touch wood quick.
But we do have those tarantula wasps. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, tarantula hawk wasps they're called.
They're like these big black wasps with like orange see-through wings. And they find tarantulas, and then they don't kill the tarantulas, but they lay their eggs inside the tarantula. So then the tarantula just goes on about his business and gets eaten out from the inside, and a bunch of these giant black wasps fly off.
Yeah, they're kind of zombified and
Yeah.
stomping around, which is gross. And also, I found out the other day that the tarantula... Oh, look, there's Nina. Hey! It's also the 3rd most painful sting. We didn't know that.
Yeah. So I might try to...
You're going to do that live on
target
camera.
Practice with the slingshot.
I thought you were
when
going to
they're
get
flying
stung.
by. I'm not going to get
With a
stung on
Patreon.
purpose. No! Dude.
Why?
Because I'm not that stupid. I almost had a freaking knip when I got stung by a bee in the pool. Thomas says, how about scorpions? Yeah, we have scorpions. There's a video on, like just a couple videos ago where we went out looking for them with a black light and found 2 big ones. But there's tons of baby scorpions.
There's
like
a lot of
little
small ones. We're not sure exactly what kind they are. I think it's a giant hairy scorpion.
I thought they were just sun scorpions or whatever.
No.
I don't know.
They're giant. I think they're called giant hairy desert scorpion. The big ones.
Yeah.
Because they can get up to like 5 inches without the tail. Like 5 inches before you add the tail on. And I would say they were like 4, would you say 4 inches maybe? The ones we were looking at? They were big.
The Big Bertha,
Yeah.
because it never came all the way out. I don't know. Because it already looked like it was 4 inches.
Yeah.
Jody says tobacco is good for stings. We have lots of red wasps. So like if you get stung, you just chain smoke or something?
You have to rub it on.
Like a tobacco leaf?
Yeah.
Or like chewing tobacco spit?
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Good point.
I
had to flick the stinger out with a credit card.
Yeah. Learned that on one of those life hack
You
channels.
can't use tweezers because if you do, you squeeze the poison sac into the sting.
Wet the backy and put it on the sting. There you go.
There you
go.
Yes, Jody, you'll have to remember that.
Bill, who leaves comments on our videos a lot, he had an idea for the scorpions, which was, how do you say that? I always say it wrong. Diamanteous earth or whatever, which is basically just a bunch of broken glass, like really fine.
It's really fine, like it's not. It's kind of
Anyway, he said to put that out and by the openings, and it should take care of like scorpions and stuff because it'll like break down their exoskeletons and stuff.
Diatomaceous.
Yeah, diatomaceous. And we were right about to do that, except we have a bunch of little friends that Zoe doesn't want to get hurt. Who? Old Blue. So
yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Our death feigning beetles that are all out over here. We don't want anything bad to happen to those guys because those guys are awesome.
Listen to this. This is really interesting. Diatomaceous earth is made from the fossilized remains of tiny aquatic organisms called diatoms. Their skeletons are made of a natural substance called silica, which is sand, not obviously. Over a long period of time, diatoms accumulated in the sediment of rivers, streams, lakes, and oceans. And apparently it breaks down the natural exoskeleton of bugs and kills them. That's
like
what it looks like.
I was thinking of putting that in the garden once we got the garden going.
Yeah.
But I didn't think of putting it...
It's an organic way of doing it, of killing off bugs.
I didn't think about putting it... Well, I don't even want to do that now because I wanted to get mantises and stuff.
I know.
Because we just had to dispatch of a grasshopper the size of Zoe's head.
It was huge, seriously. Like that.
But it wasn't as big as the one that was on the screen door when she was on the potty in the middle of the night.
Seriously, I nearly had a heart attack. Luckily, I was where I was because it just like it hit the screen like really heavy, and it was just sitting, and its body was great fat, and it just like crawled slowly, and I was like with my hand trying to take a picture so I had scale, and by the time I'm like get the two working in coordination.
You guys do not know entertainment until you see her in a hurry trying to get her phone out to take a picture of something. It is amazing. Like the first time, I think it was the first time you came out to visit, when we were in North Hollywood, a bunch of raccoons started walking down the street like they freaking owned the place, and she got all excited and was all, and then the only picture she finally ended up getting after dropping the phone and all this other stuff was a close-up of the windshield with the flash on at night, so it was just this big bright light like coming back.
I managed to get the flash on and forgot the window was shut. What a nightmare.
We had a big sweet lizard on our porch. One day I went outside and a bird was eating them. True story, everyone.
Seriously, that happens all the time. As soon as I get attached, something awful happens.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. Fred keeps going after everything. He's hopeless, luckily. But I'm worried about getting attached to lizards, anything.
Yeah, life is not boring, and it is just like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
It's exactly like that. Yeah, I would love a giant stick insect.
Don't
get my parents started on my stick
it's insect. A really good story. Maybe when they come out here, we'll have her parents tell you the stick insect story and the gecko in the parking lot story. Both classic. And then the only other thing that's kind of weird. Oh, we get bats. We have bats in Big Bear. But the bats here are very brave. Like, they will come like right in between. Like if we're sitting right here,
They
a bat would
fly
go
in
right in
between
between
us.
just to get something. But they've been skimming stuff off the pool, which is awesome because when I was a kid and I would go to my grandparents' house, we would sit out at night at the end of the pool and just watch as the sun was setting that the bats come down and get stuff off the pool.
They
So
are amazing.
that is just like a kind of nostalgic thing for me.
At
I like that a
nighttime
lot.
as well, there's like a dance of the dragonflies, isn't there? There's like
Last night was nuts.
There's like
There were
20
so many dragonflies.
huge, big dragonflies flying around. I don't know what they're doing. Because I thought dragonflies had to breed in water. What?
Are you joking?
What?
All those egg sac things.
Oh, might be. No, they're hatching to dragonfly nymph larvae. They're huge. You'd know what if they were in the pot in the pool.
In the pond.
It's like a pond. Tell them.
We don't have our cover yet. The pool cover, that's been another thing. Because of where we live and we don't have a number at the bottom of the street, and we have a dirt road instead of a paved road, certain people will not deliver to us. So we went and got a P.O. box so people would deliver to us. But it turns out most people don't deliver to P.O. boxes. So we had this huge problem. They would make a fun family that if they weren't dangerous. Are baby bats dangerous? They're like flying rats. Yeah. Okay. So
Cute.
we never got the pool cover. And so
No.
because it's so windy here and there's so much sand, the pool is just collecting like silt, like very, very bat paperweights. I don't know if I could do that. Bats are kind of cool. I don't know if I could do that.
I'm liking your ideas though, Troy.
Yeah,
Loving it.
keep them
Keep
coming
'em
because I'm into this.
Dragonfly paperweights. There's a ton of them.
I don't know how we would catch them because you can't even get close enough to take a picture of them. But yeah, so the pool has a ton of sand in it. We our filter that we got with it lasted 20 minutes, and then like the water stopped pushing through, and the filter is just like
It's like
caked.
it's got like a papery kind of concertina inside, and I've tried to wash it and clean it like 3 times, and it lasts for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't last
and
long
then
at all.
it fills up again, doesn't it?
So we actually have a video that we're going to be posting soon about what the quick fix was. And this brainiac took basic. It kind of has worked. The pool is way cleaner.
Yeah, I don't
than
know
it
if that's
was.
just because everything's solidified on the bottom, though.
I don't think so. We'll take a picture maybe and show you guys.
I'm so disappointed.
But she put like basically a nylon on the end of the
On the out filter.
on the out filter, yeah. So the water's still circulating, it's still being pushed through, but this like silky sock is catching a lot of this silty.
It's super fine. There's lots
yeah.
of stuff that isn't fine, but that's heavy and it's sinking to the bottom.
Yeah.
So we need like a vacuum to clean that, and it's just a matter of price because we've got so many other things that we need before a pool vacuum. It's like a luxury item rather than stuff.
Yeah.
know?
Because it was my bright idea to go into the pool with a broom and a dustpan yesterday.
You seriously did.
Because I didn't know what else to do. Okay, I'm grasping at straws here. God damn it! It was really bad. But anyway, so back to the pool cover. They basically just sent the pool cover back to the manufacturer, and it turns out there is like one place in the southern western United States that supplies every store with all of their pool materials. So if we want anything, whether we're ordering it through Home Depot or Walmart or Lowe's or Tractor Supply or Harbor Freight or whatever, it all comes from this one store. And when you order on any of those people's websites, it's basically just a drop shipment with this company. So this company, which is called like
It's VM something.
They won't deliver to us, and they won't deliver to.
Well, they won't deliver to the store because normally, like if it's Walmart or places you can go and pick up not available of these particular things, but they'll deliver. Not to here, they won't, because that's what the problem is in the first place.
Yeah.
So we're back to square. I think we can get the pool cover from Home Depot.
Yeah.
We can get that, but I don't know how long it'll take.
Yeah, when I wrote them and said, like, why are you doing this to us? What did we ever do to you? They wrote back #first world problems. And it was really condescending, I thought. That never happened.
No.
Yeah. So what's the next thing you guys have to do now that you have your water set up? Lauren, that is such an amazing question. It's almost like I cued you in to do that. So the next thing we're going to do is earth bags and barbed wire. Because for the amount of earth bags that we buy in order to buy earth bags or whatever, there will be enough bags to build like probably the next 3 or 4 things we need to build.
Yeah.
So, and then you do the barbed wire in between the layers. So,
and it acts like a Velcro to kind of hold them together.
So we're doing a shed for storage.
That's kind of a practice run as well, so we can get used to the technique and see how well it all stays together and stuff.
Yeah. And then we're doing the outdoor kitchen, outhouse, and a laundry area, because I want to have the washer in a safe place from the elements, but also have a place set up to where the water that's running out of it, the gray water, will go to different areas on the property to water trees and fruit trees and stuff like that.
So we're actually directly watering stuff instead of us having to go and,
Because right now we put the hose or the tube out of the washer into 5-gallon water bottles.
Yes.
And then we will take that water and go do things with it. Well, we have to do it fast because you're still doing a load.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll be running around carrying this big, stupid...
It's ready! It's ready!
I'm not ready! I'm not ready! It's almost
Seriously,
like...
I don't know why we just don't have a camera set up
it's almost
all the
like,
time, because we're either yelling at each other.
Do you guys remember Double Dare? The game show? She probably doesn't.
I don't.
But
I'm thinking more Benny Hill, where everything's sped up.
Yeah, almost everything we do is... I feel like Mark Summers is like, all right, here we go. Here's the obstacle course or the next challenge. It's a lot like that.
There's a lot.
You need a GoPro strapped to you. Yes.
I know we do.
Yes. That. Hello
really
from
do.
Germany.
Wow, that's awesome.
Hello from the Southern California desert. Yeah. Okay. So we have some people who remember Double Dare. That is definitely. What the hell was that?
Bird.
Well, I know. What kind of bird was it? This bird like flew. We like saw it.
It looked like it was going to smash into the screen, but luckily it thought better of it at the last minute.
But yeah, so that's it. Double Dare. Yeah.
We need a GoPro. We need
GoPros. Yeah, GoPros.
Seriously, we're either cracked up, aren't we, at our own jokes, which aren't funny, but we think they are.
Says you.
Or we're like stomping around yelling at each other and then apologizing, because we never fall out for long, do we? But we get peed off with each other. Well, mainly he gets peed off with me.
If you're just now joining us live, go back to the beginning of this video.
I was so mad.
It was her throwing a temper tantrum.
I wasn't. I was just sitting.
You were
I was
mad.
I was about to watch. That's me. That's about as mad as I get.
She
I was just going to watch the cricket highlights. I was just settling down to do it. And he's like, hello.
No. You were on your phone looking, and then you're like, Black Star Homestead live.
I was like, what?
She got a notification that we were live. And she had
I was like, up over the seat. What? What's going on? God.
See, love your rambling, Zoe. Everyone loves your
Oh,
ramble.
thanks. This lovely lady recommends books to me on Goodreads all the time. And
No way.
Yeah, Pendra. She's awesome, and she knows me. Like, it's kind of like spooky how well she knows me. She picks books out, and I'm like, holy crap! Why did I not find out about this? But I've got a ton of recommended, which actually isn't a good thing half the time when you look at my ridiculous TBR card, but I have been chipping into it.
Yeah, she's been kicking A as far as how many books she's been hitting. Like tons.
Oh, Lord. She said, yeah, I do love it. I think you guys are just being too... I am going to do notes.
Stop worrying, Zoe. Like, seriously.
Because I know what I'm like. And I get panicky as soon as you say, okay, what have you been reading? And he looks at me and I'm like, and it just goes blank. And I can't think of names.
You're my bookish spirit animal.
I always think the sloth is my spirit animal. But I'm going to have to upgrade that. I'll have to think. I think maybe a death feigning beetle is going to be my new spirit animal.
Yeah, because you feigned death when I got up and let Gizmo out during that video.
Huh?
When we were doing that video of what you were reading and I had to let Gizmo out, you were like,
I was on my own. I was like,
I'm like, I'm right here. It's fine. Just go. So anyway, so yeah.
I am going to take notes, so I'm a little bit. I can look at it and go, that book was by that. The odd character in it, so that I'm not going. What's that fella? What's he called?
What did I say, Roy?
What did I say, Roy? What's that fella called? I'm sorry, I'm semi-naked. I wasn't prepared for this chat, much as though I'm enjoying it.
I got naked for the chat, so I don't understand.
We really have shorts on, everyone, just in case anyone's having the dinner.
You think those are shorts?
Is there anything else? We need to stop talking. I mean, actually cover stuff that we've done this month. Have we done all that?
Not really. We got the pool, we got the water tank, we got the piping set up, and we put bleach in the tank. So
this might be the last broadcast.
Well, no, because like we hadn't put anything to clean the water to keep the tank like algae free.
When the water arrives, it's potable water, which means it's clean and ready to drink.
Yeah.
It's all prepared and it's up to like county standard or whatever it is. That has to be, a standard whatever. So that's okay, but the longer it's sitting in the sun, the more chance there is of algae or bacteria or something growing in the water. But luckily, because we put most of the last tankful into the pool, this is like the fresh tank.
Yeah. I don't really understand the logic here.
And I don't know how often. We need to research to find out how often you do it.
Yeah.
We were wondering if you could put chlorine tablets for the pool into there, because I know people do that in well water.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can do it into the tank. It was very confusing when we were looking it up. But we tried bleach, so we're going to see. You can't actually smell it in there. We've done it to the right measurements and stuff.
Yeah, we did 8 bottles. So we should be fine.
We should be absolutely fine.
Yeah. But like that's another thing we gotta do. I have to put water in the tank.
Yeah.
We're running low.
We've got to fill the tank. We've also got to cover the pipe Did you do that this month?
I
Buried
buried
it.
the first half of the pipe, but I never did the other end because I was going to have Shaylee help me when she came up. But hey, shocker, my kid didn't want to do anything when it came to outside work in a hot summer day. So that never got done. So I need to do that.
No, she didn't literally want to do anything.
Anything.
Like nothing at all.
Yeah.
I think we were basically supposed to be incredibly grateful that she was here at all. And that was it. So we did have some issues, didn't we? Like as far as, and I don't blame her really because it is really hot. Obviously, her main argument was that there's not much privacy. Is there? There's no privacy for her, even though she's got the main bedroom.
I don't know what she's talking about. I was sitting in a room. I had my eyes closed when I was taking a dump. I don't know what her privacy problem is. Like, really. It's not like we're like on top of each other here or anything like that.
It is like it's easy for us to because we're just like bumbling around and we're absolutely fine, aren't we? We don't. But when
it's just the walls are thin. It's a
trailer. And she's a
trailer.
teenager and she wants to be chatting to her friends without her parents earwigging in, you know.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, and obviously it won't be like that forever. We need to get a separate room for her so she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But at the minute she's not down here. She's up with a friend.
Yeah, like we'll do like it's like a bunch of tiny houses.
Yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, we need to get those GoPros.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah. Okay, so to kind of bring this back to the beginning here, the website is up, blackstarhomestead.com. It's not finished. I still need to do a bunch of stuff to it. The Weekly Heat audio podcast editions will be up on iTunes and soon, but they will be up on the website and probably the other Android-y type podcast areas if you don't want to watch the video. So like you could watch the video of us doing the Weekly Heat, or if you would rather just listen to us because we're too hot and too sexy and you can't handle yourself to sit in front of a computer for 45 minutes listening to us talk, you would rather just listen instead of watch. You can jump in at any time and stop.
No, you can. You're digging your own grave. But I think
I have shovels.
I know that I like while I'm doing other stuff. I like listening to stuff, and I would probably like to sit and listen rather than watch for 45 minutes. But we need people to watch.
It just depends. Yeah. So that will be an option for you if you would like, and then the Patreon is up there. The Teespring shop with the different shirts, like the Crom shirt and the yeah.
Oh yeah, we found that we had a giant family of coyotes right on the hill.
Yeah.
The other day.
Yeah, living in those rocks, and then some dude on a dirt bike rode up Crom and then rode down Crom, and I thought he was gonna fall, and he didn't. So good on him.
Wow, are we running out of material?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with us. I like hanging out because we live in the middle of nowhere and we don't see anybody.
Yeah, we don't. It's really nice to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiny houses. Jodie's just saying it's more. I think the way that we're going to do it is it's going to be easier for us to have small
detached dwellings.
Yeah, small detached dwellings for each area that we need. So, like, we'll have an office.
I can't wait for my office.
Yeah, like Matt wants. You want an office, like we were talking about it last night, where one side he's got all his books. And
like one side for writing.
One side for writing, the other side for music.
Yeah.
And hopefully, with it being like earth bags, you were thinking more a dome.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's going to be no echoes or anything. It's going to be all contained in there, isn't it?
It should be nice. I'm very excited.
You look excited.
This is my excited face.
And I want a studio.
Oh, and then the other thing, like Zoe wants to start welding and doing like iron sculpture, and I want to start doing like blacksmithing.
This is like right in the future, but we really want to be able to do it.
But have areas where we can do that and not like burn the desert down.
And more like before then, I want to be able to concentrate on making like, like figures, kind of this kind of size. We were talking about that as well with like clay and like an armature and all that kind of stuff. And I'd love to be able to do that, because there's just no space, and because it's a mucky thing that you need to sand down and there's dust and stuff gets everywhere. It's just not something you can do in here. I can do my needle felt and all my little stuff like that and drawing, but again, it's too hot most of the time. We nearly die.
Yeah, like
don't we? And I can't do it outside because it blows everything away.
It's hard to even be on the computer during the day because I'll be like this typing, and when I lift my hands up, there's like it's just water on the computer, and the last thing I want to do is like
short the laptop.
Yeah, because I'm a sweaty Brock Lesnar.
Oh no!
Or a Shano.
Don't say that.
Just a big old sweaty Shano.
Gross.
Welding in this heat, fun. Exactly.
I know.
But that's the whole thing. Like, I just think it's so awesome. Like, and I want to do. Okay, here's another thing that we haven't ever actually talked about.
Oh God.
Zoe could build an art studio from Matt Swearjar. You're damn
Lauren.
straight.
Seriously.
And then she could build it her own self. 10 studios. Listen to you. 10 studios. What a freaking weirdo megalomaniac.
We had this discussion. The amount of swearing. We fine.
Okay.
Apart from he's actually having to put the money in, so that's the problem.
Oh, let's see. You should kill yourself, Black Star Homestead. Thank you, Momo.
Oh, that's nice.
Nobody likes your streaming. Awesome.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, what the idea here is that we have, or I've never actually said it like this, I guess.
Oh,
I want to do as much stuff here as we can without.
Is this the stuff that we haven't talked about? You said
me and you have kind of talked about it, but like I don't want to use stuff that we don't need to use. Like I want to try to do as much of the stuff here that we can do with our like bare hands. Like I don't want to get a backhoe to like build the road coming in. Like if we can do it by ourselves, I want to try to do it by ourselves.
I know, because we watched a lot of survival, like what you call the guys in the forest and stuff who were making all these incredible things with just basic.
Like alone?
Well, there is that, but no, the guys that are making like the pool and all that kind of primitive technology.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. But not
just that, just like survival stuff where you have to like, you can do it with all that kind of stuff, but it's like experimenting with things that you have around you. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's really cool. And it's something that you can like for me, it's the nature side of things. It's to be able to go around and look at stuff. And like all the different beetles and like insects and lizards, and we're seeing so much stuff that I've never ever seen before. It's fascinating, I really like it. So I don't know, but you wanted to do things like more
as much as we can do, like bare hand with very minimal tools.
Yeah,
I want to try to do.
Yeah.
So like when we're talking about like blacksmithing and having a furnace and all that stuff, I don't want to have a furnace that has like gas blowing or like a compressor blowing the flame in there to make it hot enough. Like I want to be able to use some kind of like hand cranked fan system or something to keep the fire hot enough to be able to work the metal, if that makes any sense.
It's fascinating. If you watch,
Like-
is it Primitive Technology where they were melting the iron? They found like iron ore. Was it iron ore?
Primitive Technology has found little bits. Smooth Fix,
Oh, they're
Did
amazing
something-
if you like that kind of thing.
where he like made a knife
Yeah,
when they did that thing.
but that was
Um,
with, they found like a steel rod in the river, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they
And
found a
melted
steel
that all
rod. That's
down.
what it was.
But this, the Primitive Technology is actually like rocks with iron ore in it. And they built like a furnace, and he was just like pumping it with like sticks.
That was Primitive Technology.
Yeah,
Primitive Technology is like
It's
my
incredible.
favorite channel
it's
on
incredible.
YouTube.
It's like
You could just have it on in the background all day, and just the sound of it.
it's just birds chirping and insects and stuff, and they're just
It's so nice.
it is.
I
It's
love
amazing.
it.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But with that being said, like whenever we watch, and we shouldn't do this, but like when we are watching like a homestead channel, and they're like, "Oh yeah, on this video we're gonna I don't know, put this thing in." We're like, "Oh my god, how are they gonna do it?" And then they bring in a bunch of their friends and a backhoe and all this other stuff. Zoe's like, "That's cheating."
I know. It is.
Have you seen the videos of the project in France where they're building a medieval castle with zero modern tools, 25-year project?
Wow,
Very
that
cool.
sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah.
Are they just doing it like hands and mortar, basically?
I know that Durham Cathedral, where my brother lives,
Uh-huh.
like that was a medieval castle, and they had to like hand chisel all the stone, do everything. It was
Yeah.
all like, I mean, it's like, and it's the most incredible building. But obviously, we don't want to make life as hard as possible.
Yeah,
for
but I
ourselves,
want to know that I can do this. Like coming out here to be out here and like live off the land kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like the whole idea is trying to do as much of this on our own as we can.
I know. And mine
So-
is that yours is more that I want to do that, but mainly I want to be able to. I think it's the nature side of it.
Yeah.
Like I want to work out how to grow things here.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And learn what grows, what doesn't. You know, just all that kind of stuff, and be able to make things and create stuff out here. That would be amazing.
The Alaskan Bush people were doing a castle too.
What?
What? What's the Alaskan Bush people? Have I been living under a rock? Should I know what the Alaskan
should know
Bush
what that
people is? Come on, Lauren, get to it. TV show. It's a TV show. There you go. Sorted.
I'm Googling.
Yeah. But like Zoe got the pool, okay?
And that was his birthday
And
present.
that
by
was
the
a
way. We
birthday
didn't
present from her folks. And so that's fine. My thing was I was going to just dig a hole and then clay it up. And that was going to be our pool. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, so there's been a lot of like,
Oh my god, this looks awesome.
yeah, there's just been a lot of not misconceptions, but like
What do you mean?
confusion with me and you on a lot of things.
What do you mean?
Well, and I'm wrong most of the time because originally I bought this tent out here for us to live in while we built. If we were in that tent right now, I wouldn't be here because her and Shaylee would have murdered me and fed me to whatever the hell would have eaten my rotted corpse. Am I right?
No.
Yeah. See? So I'm wrong a lot of the time. And
My
I'm
parents
fine
had
with
an
that.
absolute fit. Yeah, because you I think if it was just you, you'd think you'd be all right. But I don't know if you could have handled it, to be honest. That tent, for one thing, we've had the top off because the wind blew
Kept
it off in the
blowing off,
first
yeah.
time it stormed. So there's no shelter from the sun in there at all. So we would be dead.
Not in the main bit. In the two other bits, it's still sheltered.
Kind of. But we would be dead.
I would be dead. You guys would have called an Uber and been out. And that would have been the end of it.
Yeah, that would have finished me off, I think. This heat with no wet, the only thing that kept us going in the first couple of weeks is that I could sit. And bear in mind, we didn't have full water at this point or anything. We just had.
The first month we didn't have water.
We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
You would just go to the gas station getting like 18 gallons, if that, 12 gallons.
Well, you know what? He came on the 4th of July to fill the tank, and that's when his truck got stuck.
Yeah.
And then when did he come back? A couple days later? I think it was like the 10th.
Yeah.
So like July 10th is when we like had actual water here.
So that's like, what, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Like 5 weeks that we
6
6
weeks.
weeks that we were just like having 12 gallons of water a day.
Mm-hmm.
Which when you use like, I don't know, how much was it? 20 gallons for just one load of washing on a normal washing machine? That just gives you an idea. But we actually haven't. It's amazing how little water we do use really through the day.
Yeah.
You know, and you still have to shower. The toilet has got like a weird, like it's got holes all around the top of the toilet. So when you press the foot pedal down, it sort of just fills. Or it just, if you push it completely down, it like opens and the bottom opens and the water just flushes everything down. But it's like a tiny amount of water compared to like a normal flush, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like you don't notice it. It's not like the most awesome toilet in the world, is it?
I think it's very high. When I sit on the toilet
That's his
in
main
here,
complaint.
I feel like I'm riding a horse. Like that I had to like put my foot in a stirrup and like get on up on it. It's like
You've only got little short legs.
if I sat back on it, I could like kick my feet and go do. I'm kicking my feet on the toilet. Y'all are tough. I couldn't do it. John Crocker would be working on my bio by now. Should I know who that is?
What you say?
Man, you guys are like throwing things out at me that like I feel like I'm so out of the loop.
Thank you for the link. You sent the link for the medieval.
Oh, sweet.
Who is it? I'm Googling Troy because we're idiots.
John Krakauer. Kraka.
American writer.
Well, there you go.
Return to the Wild. No shortcuts to the top. Under the Banner of Heaven. Let me see. Oh, Into the Wild. You know the guy.
That's why Return to the Wild is probably a sequel with a very creative title.
But he died.
Oh. Well,
Spoiler alert.
So how the hell did he write the book? Okay. So anyway, well, he's working on Troy's biography right now. I think that was the joke there. Yeah.
Can you see what the heat?
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, guys, I'm just going to level with you. There's a really good pizza place about 20 miles from here. It's awesome. And that's kind of been keeping us going.
$5 pizza.
Yeah.
It's actually not. It's $10 because we can't survive on the little one.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? So, yeah, all of that, us wanting to eat better and all that stuff got thrown out the window when I found that there was a pizza place on the highway.